Hey guys, it's me, Troy Dellinger, and tonight I am going to be talking about King Solomon and the end of his life and the end of his reign. And this will be my final video I do on the life of King Solomon. And just to give a brief review, my last video I was talking about the temple that Solomon built, and I talked about the significance and the importance of that. So now I'm going to be looking at the end of Solomon's reign, and Solomon started off good, but he didn't finish out very well, and he just had a lot of issues and a lot of problems towards the end of his life. He ended up being with foreign women of other nations of pagan nations, and ended up getting wrapped up into idolatry, and he fell, and it wasn't good at the end of Solomon's life, and there are some indications that Solomon may have repented, and I'm not really sure exactly what happened at the end of Solomon's life and what was in his heart the final moments of his death. But King David did warn Solomon that if he turned away from the Lord would cast him off forever. And that is not an idle warning. That was a very clear warning. If Solomon backslid and he did not repent, then the Bible is clear. He did lose his salvation and go to hell. However, there are other scriptures that do seem to indicate that he did repent. First of all, the book of Ecclesiastes. A lot of people believe that was written by King Solomon at the end of his life, and it does appear to be the case, because the author of Ecclesiastes says that he is the son of David, and that he was the king of Israel. The only other person that was king over Israel that was King David's son was Solomon, because all the other kings after Solomon were that were sons of David were kings over Judah and not Israel. So I believe that Ecclesiastes more than likely was written by Solomon, but there's some people that say that Ecclesiastes was not written by Solomon. But again, I kind of lean towards the view that it was written by Solomon. And there are some indications that Solomon did repent. And the Bible does say in certain scriptures that the Lord would chastise Solomon but not forsake him. But this is only, of course, under the condition that Solomon does repent, of course. The Lord does not show any partiality with his people. I mean, again, I believe that it's possible to lose salvation. I believe that it was possible that King Solomon lost his salvation too. But again, if he repented, then obviously he would have went to heaven. So, there was a consequence for the king for Solomon's sin. A messenger was sent to King Solomon and warned Solomon that because of this sin that Solomon committed, that the nation of Israel would be divided, and that the nation of Israel would be taken away from his descendants and given to other kings. And Solomon was only allowed to be king. Solomon's inheritance, his children would only be able to reign as king over Judah. So there would be two kingdoms, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom of Israel and Judah. And I'll be talking about those kingdoms and the kings of those kingdoms on my next video. Thank you for watching.